Today on Forbes, a holy grail sleep apnea pill could be on the market next year. In a Brigham and Women's Hospital lab in November of 2016, Harvard researcher Dr. Luigi Taranto Montemoro monitored a middle-aged man with obstructive sleep apnea. The patient was connected to wires as he slept so that researchers could track whether his breathing stopped overnight. Taranto Montemuro was testing a potential medication, but he didn't expect much. Researchers had been trying for decades to come up with a drug that could fix the common condition in which breathing pauses during sleep, sometimes lowering oxygen levels to a dangerous degree, and every earlier effort had failed. Then he realized that the sleeping man was breathing normally. Taranto Montemuro told Forbes, quote, "Usually this guy was full of apneas and suddenly he was breathing well. He checked the equipment, but the hookup was fine. The combination of the two existing drugs he had been testing had worked." Taranto Montemuro said, quote, "It was like, wow, I can't believe my eyes." 9 years later, a Cambridge, Massachusetts-based startup, Apnimed, which acquired the rights from Harvard, is preparing to file for FDA approval for a nightly pill based on those two drugs. In simplified terms, the medication works by waking up the brainstem, preventing full muscle relaxation in the throat, while allowing the brain itself to rest during sleep. If all goes well, it could be on the market in the first half of 2027, offering a potentially life-changing treatment for some of the estimated 80 million people in the US with sleep apnea. Right now, the primary treatment is a CPAP machine, which forces air down the wearer's throat to keep it open. The device works, but it's hated by most everyone who has to use it. Many people refuse to try it or won't even get diagnosed for fear they may have to. Yet sleep apnea isn't just a minor annoyance. Research shows untreated patients are more likely to develop heart trouble, strokes, and perhaps even Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. A treatment that's easier for patients to stomach could have a transformative impact. Dr. Andrew Wellman, the Harvard sleep researcher who runs the lab where Taranto Montemuro was a postdoc, said, quote, "A pill for sleep apnea has always been the holy grail. Even decades ago, Wellman believed there had to be a chemical component to the disorder, but at least 40 drug candidates had been tested without success." He said, quote, "I honestly didn't believe our findings were real." When Taranto Montemuro shared the results, Wellman contacted Dr. Larry Miller, a pulmonologist and serial entrepreneur. Dr. Miller said, quote, "Before this one, I thought I was done. But when Andrew called me about the data, I thought, this is too good. I have to do it." In 2017, Miller launched Apnimed with Taranto Montemuro, joining as co-founder and later chief scientific officer. The early-stage biotech has raised $260 million from investors at a valuation of $400 million. Even if a small percentage of people with sleep apnea were to take its drug, it would become a blockbuster. Miller said, quote, "The numbers are staggering. I think people will be using it in the millions." Over the past 8 years, Apnimed's team has tested and refined the two-drug pill. Phase 3 clinical studies showed it improved patients' breathing overnight. In one study, the drug reduced the apnea-hypopnea index by 47% at 26 weeks versus 7% for placebo, with no serious adverse events. There are no other pills that treat sleep apnea directly. At the end of 2024, the FDA approved Eli Lilly's Zepbound for obese patients, but it works by causing weight loss, not by treating the disorder itself. Apnimed believes the number of untreated people is so high that more options will only expand the market. An analysis found 23 million people diagnosed, but only 6.5 million people receiving treatment. Chief Commercial Officer Graham Goodrich said, quote, "We believe the majority of people who are diagnosed are not being treated. That's the fundamental absurdity of the category." In the future, Miller believes sleep apnea will be treated like other chronic diseases. He said, quote, "It will be like asthma or high blood pressure. As a physician, you try to choose the best option for the patient. That hasn't been possible until now." For full coverage, check out Amy Feldman's piece on Forbes.com. This is John Palmer from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.